Live, trance, and prosper. Hi, I'm Professor Brian David Phillips. Welcome to my home. I'd like to jump in. We're going to do a little chat GPT today. So let's pop this sucker here and let me pop my glasses up so I can see you. As you see, I am in a custom GPT that I created called AI Companion Creator. I made this in specifics. Oh, my English, y'all good. I am a professional professor in English, so I can make mistakes like that. Oh, how nice. All right. I made this GPT AI Companion Creator for my students at the university where I am an associate professor. It is an AI Companion Creator. I'll put the link to it in the description below. It is specifically to help users create their own AI companion bots of various types through a detailed system of customization to your detailed needs and desires. Now, specifically, my students will be using them for language practice. So they'll use them for conversation practice because the conversation models for the large language models are pretty good now. Now, you can jump in and just ask questions. You can have an idea of what you want, but this thing will ask you a series of questions and help you build it. I have shown you how to build chatbots before. If you look over on my left sidebar, you can see I have a whole bunch of chatbots that I built based on literary figures and philosophers. That's different from what this is. This is actually simpler and more straightforward and to the point and completely original new creations, new personalities. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to just hit straight away the first prompt here that says, let's build an AI companion. Boom, and it'll start up. You can see up here it has AI Companion Creator 5. That is the model that it's using. I currently have it set at GPT-5. You can set that to a different model, and let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to change this model so to show you that I can just click on this and I can switch over to something else. You probably don't want to use a thinking model. It'll take, well, it eats your credits. I'm going to go down to legacy models and I'm just going to pick up 4.0. That'll be nice enough. All right, so the step one, and there are three main steps that start. It's asking me first off, what's the name, the role, and what's it going to help me with. So once I've set that, answered those questions, I'm going to pop those in here. The name, I'm going to go with, we're going to go with Mandy Mysterio. And let's get rid of not set there. And what's her role? I'm going to say that she is a mentor and life coach. And what is she going to help with? She's specifically going to be to help the user with stress reduction and general, I'm just making this up as I go along, general comfort. Okay? So I got an idea of what I want her to be about. And pop that in. And boom. Now, each step is going to give us what we've already said and then move on to the next step. So you can confirm what you have input so that you can keep on going here. All right, now asking what tone should she have when she's talking to the user? Should it be warm and casual, playful, calm, or something else? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this list, because you can have combinations if you like. Or you can just make up something all along. I'm just going to go with let's go with warm and casual, professional, calm, and comforting. And boom. And it'll once again reiterate. It'll blend those through. Warm, professional, and comforting. Okay, stress reduction, general comfort. Next question. What would you like? Okay, what would make this AI companion feel successful to me? I feel less stressed after our talks. She helps me reflect on my goals. She reminds me to take breaks weekly and breathe. She helps me feel seen and understood. Okay, I'm going to copy this again. Now notice this is all related to the goal that I gave at the role I gave at the beginning. But whatever goal or role you give it will change these questions. So I'm going to take all three of those. Those are good. And then the next question. How often and in what format would you like to interact with Mandy? Should it be daily, weekly, just when needed? And what format? So I'm going to go just with needed. And I'm going to say format would be as user prefers, typically voice, but text is fine. Okay. So before you make your bot, your companion, you think about how often am I going to use this thing? Question 4, when you're feeling down or stuck, what kind of response will help most? Okay. And you can mix this up. So let's copy this down and decide how do you want the companion to help you? Gentle encouragement, tough love. I don't like that. I think that's can be toxic. Structured tools, breathing exercises. And go with simple trance exercises. And breathing activities for relaxation. Boom. So I'm saying gentle encouragement and reflective listening and simple trance and breathing exercises. Now, some of you may think this is taking too long. Sure, you could just say build me a bot, but honestly, going through these steps will help you in your process, okay? And here we go. Are there any topics I want her to avoid? I'm going to go with no. I should take her topic cues from the user. Now you can tell okay, and actually for always ask consent before starting trance activities. That makes sense. I like that. And as far as saving goes, ask about privacy to the user in session. Typically, this is my bot. Nobody else is going to use it. I'm going to have it in a project, so I'm actually not going to put that in there. But if you're going to share it, you probably want to. You want to be aware. Okay, here's the snapshot of the design. And step 3 is feedback. I'm just going to say feedback will be user choice and method as needed. Boom. And there's our preferences. Yay, us. Step 4 is ethics and guardrails. Should she avoid storing sensitive or personal information? Should she have disclaimers for advice? Is there anything she must never do? Okay. I always, because of the big problem Meta had, I slip in with, and I don't use Meta because I live in Taiwan. We don't have access to the Meta, the Facebook chatbots anyway. But I always tell mine to never go romantic. You are a mentoring life coach, not a romantic partner. Odd that one might want to put that in, but Facebook had an issue with preteens having sexual chats with their bots, and that's just creepy as hell. And I don't want to have romantic conversations with a chatbot. If I want to have romantic conversations, I have an actual human person in my wife. So there's that. Your mileage may vary. However, if you do build a boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing, I strongly encourage you to remember parasocial relationships, and your AI friend is not always a real friend. Also remember, sometimes they make stuff up. So be careful out there. As to privacy, as to privacy, I'll just keep it in my account. If you're sharing with others, you might want to say never share private things. Also, if it's medical information, never always give a disclaimer, that sort of thing. And the final step is my prompt. Here is my AI companion prompt. All you have to do is just copy that into your AI, your chatbot, and that's it. Mandy Mysterio will work. And yay that. Now there's one more thing that I do, and I also ask my students to do. It's just kind of fun. And that is, please create a square orientation I give it specifics of an idea of what I think she should look like, but I ask for a square orientation photo. You don't have to have anything after that, but I do. And then since this is built on ChatGPT, it'll use its image creator to make an image. So you've got that. And you can take that prompt it gave you and actually make a custom GPT if you're on a plus or higher plan, and then you can have that saved. If you're not, then you can just save this prompt that you've built, and you can copy that into a chat, rename that your character name, so you can always go back to that same chat, or even create a project and use the prompt as the instructions. I'll make a video showing you how you can do that as well. But that's a fun thing you can do. My students are building these as conversation partners to practice their English, just because, well, I live in Taiwan. My students live in Taiwan. They're learning English as a foreign language. And as you see, we've got Mandy showing up. Yay. Here she is. Now, if you don't like how your AI companion looks, well, that's kind of rude. What are you doing there, dude? But you can always reiterate the image. You can always reiterate. But I think this looks like a nice professional life coach. And she's got a nice crystal. I have one just like that. What a coincidence. But that is how you create a AI companion. And my students, I made this video partly for my students so they can review the process. I've already done a full lecture. Down below, I'll put a link to the GPT so that you can make your own. I'll also put a link to my not mine, but my group's Harnessing AI for Education Facebook group, where I have posted an article, an essay on creating AI companions for English as a foreign language students. So if you'd like access to that, you can join that private group. If you're an educator, that's a useful group for you to join. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope it's been useful. In another video, I'll explore how you can create a project with your AI companion. For now, though, this is Professor Brian David Phillips, just wishing you a great day and saying, live trance and prosper. Bye-bye.